Every Canadian has access to a passive income machine that can pay them thousands of dollars a year, completely tax-free, with 0 employees, 0 risk, and about 10 minutes of setup. It's not a rental property. It's not a side hustle. It's not crypto. It's an account most of you already have and probably aren't using properly, the TFSA. If you're 18 or older and you've lived in Canada since 2009, you have up to $109,000 of contribution room sitting there right now. Park that in a simple index fund averaging 7% a year, and you're looking at roughly $7,630 a year, arriving completely invisible to the CRA. No tax on the income, no tax on the withdrawal, nothing to report. That's not a loophole, that's literally what the account is designed to do, and most people leave it half empty. That's item number 1 on this list. There are 19 more. Some are financial accounts, some are literal pieces of machinery sitting in a parking lot. Some are pieces of Canadian land doing absolutely nothing except collecting rent from a telecom company. None of them require you to hustle 80 hours a week. All of them are boring. All of them work. Let's go through all 20. This is the lowest effort, highest tax efficiency category on the entire list, and it's built entirely around one truth about Canadian tax law. Passive income earned inside a corporation gets taxed at close to 50% to discourage you from hoarding it there. So smart Canadians don't hoard it in a corporation. They hoard it in a TFSA, where the CRA has no claim on it at all. 1. A maxed-out TFSA in a broad index ETF. Think XEQT or VEQT. Put the full $109,000 in, let it compound at a historical average of around 7%, and you're generating about $7,630 a year in growth that is never taxed. Not on the way in, not on the way out. 0 management. 0 employees, 0 visibility to the CRA. 2. A dividend ETF portfolio, also inside the TFSA. Something like a Canadian high dividend yield ETF, paying out around 4.5% annually. On that same $109,000, you're collecting close to $4,905 a year, distributed monthly, completely tax-free. 3. A high-interest savings account ladder inside a TFSA. No stocks, no risk, just guaranteed savings rates around 3.5 to 4% at online banks. On $109,000, that's roughly $3,800 to $4,360 a year for doing precisely nothing. 4. A GIC ladder in a registered account. Stagger 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5-year GICs inside an RRSP or TFSA at current rates of 3.5 to 4.5%. It's boring by design. It's effective by result. Chapter 2. Digital and online. Low startup cost, low maintenance, and, if you're smart about it, structured through a Canadian-controlled private corporation to take advantage of the 9% small business tax rate on the first $500,000 of active income. 5. Digital products. Notion templates, Canva templates, digital guides, and mini-courses. You build it once and sell it indefinitely. This is genuinely one of the few businesses on this list where the marginal cost of the 100th sale is 0. 6. Stock photography and videography. License Canadian content, landscapes, cities, seasons, wildlife, to global stock platforms. Upload once and royalties trickle in monthly for years. 7. A monetized YouTube channel. Ad revenue from content that already exists. The video you're watching right now is, itself, a passive income machine, made once, earning indefinitely. 8. A domain name portfolio. Buy relevant Canadian.ca domains for $15 to $30 a year, then lease or sell them to Canadian businesses that need them. Minimal upkeep, meaningful upside if you pick well. Chapter 3. Physical assets, Canadian demand. This is where Canada's specific geography and climate start doing the heavy lifting for you. 9. A storage unit facility. Canadian cities are massively underbuilt on self-storage, and Canadians simply have more stuff than square footage to put it in. At $150 to $250 a month per unit, 50 units generates $7,500 to $12,500 a month, and once it's full, it's largely self-managing. 10. A coin laundromat. Urban density creates steady, recession-resistant demand, and a fully automated location needs no staff at all. The average Canadian laundromat generates $5,000 to $15,000 a month. The machines do the work, you just collect. 11. An automatic car wash. Canadian winters are basically a built-in marketing department. Road salt destroys vehicles every single year. A high-traffic automatic location can generate $10,000 to $30,000 a month with no staff required. 12. A surface parking lot. Canadian urban cores, Toronto, Hamilton, Ottawa, have brutal parking scarcity. A well-placed lot generates $5,000 to $20,000 a month, and management can be fully outsourced to a parking operator. 13. ATM Placement. Put machines in bars, convenience stores, and rural locations where bank branches are scarce. Each one generates $500 to $1,500 a month in transaction fees, and maintenance is minimal. 14. A vending machine route. Offices, schools, hospitals, warehouses. Each machine brings in $300 to $800 a month. 10 machines gets you $3,000 to $8,000 a month, and the only real work is restocking once a week. 15. A short-term rental cottage. Muskoka, Prince Edward County, Canmore, the Okanagan. Peak season alone can generate $5,000 to $15,000 a month, and a management company will run the whole thing for 15 to 25% of revenue. Chapter 4. Real estate adjacent. Semi-passive and mostly about controlling land rather than buildings. 16. Storage containers on rural land. Buy rural Canadian acreage, drop shipping containers on it, rent them out for storage. Lower regulatory overhead than a formal storage facility, and maintenance is close to nothing. 17. Billboard or signage leases. Own or lease land near a Canadian highway and rent the billboard rights to an advertising company. Depending on traffic count, that's $500 to $5,000 a month with zero management once it's installed. 18. A cell tower lease. Let Rogers, Bell, or TELUS put a tower on your property and collect $1,000 to $4,000 a month on a contract that can run 20 years. Zero ongoing management. This is arguably the most genuinely passive income stream on this entire list. You sign once, and then you just get paid for 2 decades. Chase 5. Lending and income. 19. Private mortgage lending. Lend to Canadian real estate buyers who don't qualify for traditional bank financing, secured against the property itself. Returns typically run 8 to 12% annually, and in some structures, this can be held inside a self-directed RRSP or TFSA. 20. High dividend Canadian stocks in a TFSA. BCE, Enbridge, TD, RBC, paying 5 to 7% annually. Put that same $109,000 into a 7% yielding name like Enbridge, and you're collecting about $7,630 a year, arriving quarterly, completely tax-free. Buy it, hold it, and let the dividends show up like clockwork. Notice the pattern across all 20 of these. The ones that actually feel boring, the TFSA, the GIC Ladder, the cell tower lease, are also the ones with the least effort and the most predictable payout. The flashier ones, storage facilities, laundromats, car washes, still take real capital and some hands-on setup before they run themselves. But the common thread is this. Every one of these is built to run without you standing over it, and several of them are built specifically to work with Canada's tax rules instead of against them. Start with the one that costs you nothing extra to set up, your TFSA, and work your way up the list from there. If you want a deeper breakdown of any one of these, drop it in the comments and it might be the next video.